Volodymyr Zelensky is in the UK today, the latest stop on his tour to get more military aid from allies. He sat down with Prime Minister Rishi Sunak at Chequers, the British leader's official country retreat today. Sunak earlier pledged hundreds of both air defense missiles and long-range attack drones to help fight Russia's invasion.
Of course, we'll discuss very important issues, urgent support for Ukraine and security for, I think, not only for Ukraine, it's important for all the Europe. So thank you that you hosted me and invited me.
Well, for more now, let's bring in our London correspondent, Benedict Pavio. Benedict, tell us a bit more about this visit by the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, which really came as a bit of a surprise.
Yes, this is a surprise visit, perhaps not so surprising, since President Zelensky has been extremely busy on a persuasion, I would say, offensive in various European capitals. We've had Berlin, Rome, last night Paris, and this morning the surprise announcement that President Zelensky was coming here to the United Kingdom. So, in fact, not here to Downing Street, but to the country residence of British Prime Ministers, Chequers. Now, we understand from Mr. Zelensky, indeed, that these were, quote, substantive talks, and it would appear very much that that is the case. We've had released pooled footage of the two men walking in the grounds of Chequers. I understand that President Zelensky has now taken a helicopter away from Chequers. We don't know if that means he is therefore now leaving the United Kingdom and on his way back to Ukraine. But what the two men clearly are showing is this close relationship between the UK and Ukraine, a close relationship that didn't start with Rishi Sunak. It started very much since the beginning of the war over a year ago in February 2022, and that was under a previous Prime Minister, Boris Johnson. A continued solidarity, financial, military aid support, very much the message coming out of Chequers and here in Downing Street from the government spokesman. So we understand that what President Zelensky wants is, quote, a jet fighter coalition. Now, concretely, we've known for months that President Zelensky wanted F-16 jets. The UK, I understand, doesn't have F-16 jets. It has other fighter jets. But what the UK has already pledged, indeed back in February, the last time a few months ago, just about a week before the one-year anniversary that President Zelensky was here, is the UK pledged back then, and therefore that commitment stands, will train to NATO standard F-16 pilots from Ukraine. We already know that 15,000 troops have been made battle ready. That was just in 2022, and thousands more troops over the last few years. So very continued support here, military aid, very much wanted by Volodymyr Zelensky, who prepares and wants all that from the various European capitals before this G7 summit and also Council of Europe summits, where, of course, the various leaders will also be consulting each other and with more negotiations. I understand Rishi Sunak will be at both those summits in person. President Zelensky will be virtually attending.
And Benedict, these gestures, these offerings are just the latest in a very long line of support that the UK has given to Ukraine since the beginning of the war.
Very much so. Over £2.3 billion pledged by the UK just for last year, 2022. We may have Rishi Sunak. I'm not sure if that is him arriving back. But anyway, yes, we've had pledges of more military support continuously coming out of the United Kingdom, including that help of long-range precision missiles, Storm Shadow missiles, also attack drones actually being pledged, which have a 200-kilometre range. So all of this very concrete support here, visible, growing support, continued support. The UK only second to the United States, that of course is the biggest military and financial donor to Ukraine. And there will be, I understand, a special conference here in the next month or so, really helping again with more donors and more, not just military, but financial aid, I think in the clean tech area, to try and help Ukraine in that concrete way as well.
Benedict, thank you for that. France 24's Benedict Pavio.